What up, what up, what up? Welcome to the Live Game Season 2, the Super Bowl preview. Yeah, this is the average man's perspective on football, also your favorite show on YouTube. I'm your co-host, Marcus. Joining me on the panel tonight is Brian. Say what up, Brian.
Good evening.
Mark.
Good evening.
And Herman. Before we get started, I want to encourage everyone to like, share, and subscribe. Like the channel, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Help us get these looks up, these subscribers up. Brian, you know what to do.
Also follow us on the Layer Game 3 on the Twitter. You can interact with the show live. You can ask questions and keep updated on where we're going to be and what we're going to do, especially when we get to Vegas.
Yes, sir.
So since you say they can interact live, do you have the Twitter app open right now?
I do.
Okay, just want to make sure.
Thank you. But you don't follow us, so you wouldn't know. You set yourself up for that one.
So last week we had the conference championships. We had some good games. It went like mostly how we expected it. Go ahead and start us off, Mark.
Did he say we had some good games?
He said we had some good games.
We did have some good games. The games were good.
Did we? Really?
I mean,
I think we had much better games in the wild card than we did in the conference championship.
Well,
we had one. We had one pretty good game.
it depends on who you was rooting for.
True. That's true. That's true.
Still, I'm talking football game, like entertainment wise.
I was entertained by both games.
Oh, okay.
Well, we winding down to the end of the season, which is a sad moment for me. I'm not looking forward to the football season ending, but until then,
we got the XFL coming.
That's the one year we can kind of a little itch, you know. You remember, like before, we was watching arena football. We was watching Canadian football. Anything and everything just to get a little itch of what's going on. And I mean, this year at least we could try the XFL.
We got to go see a game too.
Yeah, that's true. Yes. Yes.
Was it the Washington Defenders? Is that the team?
DC.
Yeah.
DC Defenders. Yeah.
Yes. Like that. We're gonna check them out. All right, and the AFC divisional championship, we had the
conference championship.
The conference championship, yes. The Tennessee Titans and the Kansas City Chiefs. That game was 24-35. Kansas City Chiefs was the victorious. Kansas City was led by the great Patrick Mahomes. He did pretty good. He did fairly well. He did. 23 passes for 35 attempts with 294 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a sensational 27-yard run. Go ahead, Marcus. I'll let you start it out. Who did you have in this particular game?
Well, of course, I picked the Chiefs. Of course, I mean, I figured they would shut down Derrick Henry, and they did. It was kind of surprising how soon they did it. I think he had like 16 carries in the first half. I think he only had like 3 in the second half.
Hold on, Marcus. I'm sorry. We're doing this segment, and there's something that someone needs to do before we can continue with this segment.
Oh, we trying to get by. Wow. This dude.
I was just gonna wait till.
No. We do it the segment.
Okay. Till we got to that particular part. But anyway,
we do it when the segment is on.
Okay.
Now we can continue, Marcus. Thank you.
So like I was saying, Derrick Henry, I believe he had 16 carries in the first half. I think only 3 or 7. I can't remember exactly how many in the second half. So Kansas City defense, they finally stepped up and finally shut that dude down in a 185-yard game this time. And, once again, Patrick Mahomes showed why he's probably going to be the best quarterback of this generation. I mean, he came out there, showed improve. I believe it's football, Pro Focus Football has labeled his performance in these playoffs so far the best performance since 2006. So we're looking firsthand at a great quarterback, and like I said, probably the best quarterback of his generation, and he got many years left to go. So it's his league to take over.
Brian, who'd you have in this one?
I also agree with Marcus on this one and did go with Kansas City. The Titans made it exciting in the first half. They actually got up 10-0. In the first quarter, and then Kansas City scored a touchdown. Then the Titans, I think, went up 17-7. So they were fighting until the end of the first half. But after that, once Kansas City got the lead, the Titans was just out of their element. They just kept scoring. Eventually, Derrick Henry became, a non-factor, and you just saw that the Titans sideline was just, knowing that it was over for their season. But I mean, they put up a good fight. It was a good game. But Mahomes, I mean, what can you do? When he ran that touchdown, that 20-some yard touchdown in it, you saw that was just like the backbreaker for the Titans. But but they were well coached and they made it competitive for at least the first half, unlike the other squad.
Herman?
Yeah, I got this one right too. I went with the Chiefs, and you can go back and watch the tape because I believe I was the one. I don't remember Marcus saying that, but I was the one who said the Chiefs would shut down Derrick Henry, and they did shut down.
19 attempts for 69 yards.
Yeah, and 1 touchdown. I thought it was going to be a blowout. It wasn't a blowout, not so much, but I just felt that Kansas City defense was gonna step up, and it just felt like it was. The Titans had it had run its course. It was time for them to turn back into a pumpkin, and they did. And I got that one right.
All right, we save the best for last. I took the Tennessee Titans, y'all. Now you got to agree. The first half, Tennessee came out and they called the right plays. They were on point as far as the play calling. I got to give hats off to Arthur Jones, who was their offensive coordinator. Arthur Smith, was their offensive coordinator. I think the key moment in that game too is when Tennessee was driving and Kansas City had stopped them on a third down play. And remember, they got a pass interference call. After that call, Titans got momentum and scored. They made that game 17-7. Well, when Kansas City got the ball back, I think they scored in matter of 2 minutes.
Yeah.
It was 17-14, which took a lot of the momentum back away from Tennessee. But I thought that Tennessee came out with the right game plan, and that was to keep Mahomes on the bench by running the ball, but it just couldn't keep it up for 4 quarters. So another stat that was interesting too was Tannehill was 21 for 31 for 209 yards. He threw 2 touchdowns, but when Kansas City came out the second half and they scored a touchdown and scored another touchdown, you knew that they were in trouble because pretty much their running game had to been pretty much thrown aside because they would have to play catch up. You can't run the ball a lot of times when you're playing catch up. But Tennessee gave a fighting effort, a good effort. But they couldn't pull it out.
Did you howl, Mark? We didn't hear howl. Could we hear howl, please?
Ow!
You don't howl after.
Ow!
Yeah, no, you still howl because we need to know you.
Ow!
It should sound more like a dying laugh.
Yeah, like you said, you sound like you suffered.
Yeah, something like that's better.
Like
Don't worry about it. You can show us how it's done.
Whatever. Also, on the side note, I think that was that offensive lineman that caught that pass.
Yes.
He was the heaviest person to ever catch a receiving touchdown in the playoffs.
Yeah.
No way. He was bigger than Refrigerator Perry?
He refrigerator ran it.
He ran the ball in.
Oh, okay.
To receive.
Okay.
Okay, don't question me, Brian. Okay.
I mean, if you were listening to the game,
And he
said
actually
it during the game. He didn't. It's not like he pulled that stat out.
I did pull that stat out.
and actually
pulled out of Tony Romo's mouth.
That's right, I did.
And actually, he was initially drafted by Andy Reid and when he was in Philadelphia. So he's an ex Andy Reid player.
So did y'all hear how Andy Reid celebrated his victory?
With the McDonald's.
Oh, I don't know about McDonald's.
Well, he had a burger with the band.
And he had a cheeseburger.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. What he was off a cheeseburger diet or something?
Andy, he always talking like that. He talking now. He got to go on a diet real quick so he can wear his little Hawaiian shirts in Miami. But congrats. I mean, Andy Reid. I mean, they were talking about him all week long in his career, and I mean, to get 2 teams there is very rare air, for a coach, and it's, I think they said it's been like 15 years since that Eagles Super Bowl.
I find it intriguing
2004.
too.
Yeah.
You know what? I found it kind of interesting, intriguing too, that Vermeil was an Eagles head coach, and he took the Eagles there, but they lost. Same thing with Andy Reid, but Vermeil didn't get a chance to win a championship until he took the Rams to the Super Bowl.
Well, didn't Vermeil go from the Rams to the Chiefs?
He went to the Rams, and he went to Kansas City. Kansas City.
Yeah, but Kansas City never made to the Super Bowl.
Remember they went to the first ever Super Bowl.
But not with Vermeil.
No, not with Vermeil. No. But I just think that their paths kind of, coincide with each other. It's kind of close together with each other. They both went in Philly, and then now they've taken other 2 teams to a championship. Go ahead.
Just another quick stat. You know that the trophy that they win is called the Lamar Hunt Trophy, and this is the first time that Kansas City has won the trophy named after their owner.
Mm.
When they won it before, it wasn't called the Super Bowl. And you know, he was the architect of the Super Bowl, and his wife is the one person that's been to every Super Bowl.
Super Bowl. Yeah.
Seriously?
Every Super Bowl. Even when he died, that was part of his wish, was her to continue going to every Super Bowl.
On a side note, the Bears when they went to Super Bowl against the Colts,
Yeah.
they got the George Halas Trophy, which is named after their
That's
Yeah,
the NFC.
Yeah.
their famous coach. So it very rarely ever happens that happens.
Well, it can only be 2 teams, though.
Oh yeah, I know. It's still very rare.
To have the
That's
same-
why it's rare.
Like 2%. Oh.
But yeah, that's what the Kansas City Chiefs and so hats off to them. They Kansas City is in there. We see what's happened now. Moving on to our second game, we have the NFC Conference Championship. We got the Green Bay Packers and the 49ers.
Put it on.
Yeah, we're going to pause.
Wait,
until,
we'll pause for it. Spin it.
And if you could spin
the
it,
thing.
please, sir.
Spin it.
Thank you.
All right.
You got to wait as long as I did. Herbert, you go ahead first. Go.
Yeah, I picked the 49ers on this one. I've been screaming the last couple of weeks that I'm not going to doubt the 49ers and that defense definitely showed up. When you look at these stats, man, I just laughed when I looked at Garoppolo's stats.
Yes.
Garoppolo
Yes.
was 6 for 8 for 77 yards.
Yeah.
Say it again, Herman.
6 for 8 for 77 yards. Like, not in the quarter. That's in the game. I don't even know how that's possible, man. But Raheem Moister, 29 carries for 220 yards.
Say it
and 4
again, Herman.
touchdowns.
Say it again.
29 carries, 220 yards, and 4 touchdowns.
I
One
don't
man.
think his last name is Moister. I think it's Mostert or something.
I don't care. I don't know what it is.
Moister.
Moister.
I don't think you would appreciate you calling him
Touchdown
Moist.
man.
Yeah,
Touchdown
it's
man.
called- that's crazy. I mean, this game was boring to me.
Yes.
Actually,
Yes.
I barely paid attention to it. In all honesty, I knew San Francisco was gonna beat them. Green Bay, even though they had 13-3 record, they just were not the Green Bay.
It was a suspect returning.
Yeah, they're not the Green Bay that we thought they were. You know, they're not the Green Bay that we were used to seeing. And I mean, hats off to Matt LaFleur for getting them to the Super Bowl in his first year coaching. That's impressive. I mean, you know, he does have one of the best quarterbacks in the league, but that's still impressive. But, you know, again, San Francisco, it's their time. It just is. So I picked the 49ers.
And on this one, I chose the 49ers also. Moisture, you hit it on the nail at 220 yards rushing. He did it. I think the other big key in this was Green Bay had 3 turnovers. 49ers had none. The other thing that about Mostert too, you know, this is the 7th team he's been with. He's been with 6 different teams, from Philly, Miami, Baltimore, Cleveland, the New York Jets, the Bears, and now San Francisco since 2015. So this man, he's been putting in his work. He's been putting in work. He deserved everything he gets right now. I'm happy for him. But the 49ers, I think, man, any one of us could have quarterbacked that team.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Basically,
sure I
yeah.
completed 6 passes.
Yeah.
For 77 yards.
You barely had to do anything. You just stand back there and just hand the ball off, or throw a little pass here or there, and you good. 49ers with victory. And the game was I don't know if we talked about the score. 37 to 20 is what the score was. But really, the 49ers dominated a whole lot more than what the score.
Yeah, that's garbage time points right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, I think they were up like 28-0 at one point, weren't they?
Yeah,
In the
Green
third
Bay never
quarter.
had a lead. Never even came close to it.
Brian, who's you taking this one?
I'm not wearing the Dunce hat, so I actually also went with the 49ers. Like I said, this game really was boring. Far. Rodgers was harassed the whole game by that front four. That defense was all over him. He couldn't really get much going. His stats look good, but I mean, like it was all basically garbage time and stuff trying to get back into a game that you really didn't have a chance
Actually,
to
yeah,
do.
he was 31 for 39 for 326 yards, 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions.
Yeah. And I mean, just the running game wasn't really strong for the Packers. I think Aaron Jones had like
12
63 yards,
attempts for 56 yards.
56 yards. He did get in the end
One
zone for a touchdown. Yeah, again, when nobody was even really watching this game. I mean, it was a snooze fest. Um, the biggest impressive thing was that they ran the ball when they wanted to, and there was nothing that the Packers defense could do about it. I mean, they put everything that you could in the kitchen sink, in front of him to try to stop this guy. And he said, how many yards? 200, what, Herman?
220.
220 yards rushing for one man. I mean, you would think that if like the Titans won, that would have been like a Derrick Henry stat, So congrats to the Niners. I mean, they were coached very well, and it's impressive that he didn't change. The running game was working. He stuck with the running game. He didn't decide, oh no, I'm a little nervous. Let me go to the pass because they're going to load up on the box. He just let it keep going, and he was waiting for the Packers to stop it to maybe change, but they never did.
He averaged 7.5 yards per carry.
Wow. Yeah.
That sounds like a Madden stat right there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just demoralizing. I mean,
And another thing I heard him talk about that the Green Bay defense coordinator may be looking for a new job.
yeah.
That's Patton, who was the ex Cleveland Browns coach, but they're not too happy with him, so they're talking about possibly moving on from him. But we saved the best for last. Marcus, who did you have in this game?
Well, first of all, I shouldn't be wearing this hat because I picked Green Bay as a sentimental pick because I wanted, I knew the Chiefs was going, so I wanted to be sentimental. Had the first Super Bowl recreated, the Packers versus the 49ers. I mean, versus the Chiefs. But yeah, I picked the Packers, but Aaron Rodgers, he let me down. The whole team let me down. I mean, I should have go back to week 12 the way San Francisco whipped them the first time. I didn't think it was possible for him to whip them like that again a second time. Usually, maybe you learn something. You watch the tape, you figure some stuff out. Maybe you still lose, but maybe you don't get blown out like you did the first time. But obviously, I don't know what tape they watched, but it wasn't the right tape. That's for sure. Because like you said, San Francisco just ran all over them, and props to Kyle Shanahan. I guess he learned his lesson from being offensive coordinator of Atlanta in that Super Bowl. Allowing the Patriots to come back like that by not running the ball, by keep passing the ball. I guess he learned his lesson, and it's funny about that game. I was watching this YouTube video the other day, and they had a theory that if Kyle Shanahan, if the Falcons would have just kneeled on every play once they got to that big lead, they could have still won that game if they had just kneeled. I mean, so I guess like I said, he learned his lesson and. He kept running, and I guess he's a running coach now instead of a passing coach. But it's you talk about that guy Moissart or whatever. It's just like when his father Mike Shanahan used to coach. Basically, you just stick any running back in that system, and they'd get some yards. Yeah. Clinton Portis, Terrell Davis, whoever else, and that seems to be the case with Kyle Shanahan offense. Just stick a quarterback in there, he runs for he'll run yards.
And for the record, it's Raheem Moister.
Is that what it is?
Mostly.
I think it is.
Okay. Anyway, the other thing I found interesting in too, Aaron Rodgers was criticized for his non-effort from getting that fumble. You guys see that?
I thought the same thing too when it first happened, but when they showed the replay, he didn't have a chance at that ball anyway. He probably would have just got himself hurt. So I can't blame him for that.
Yeah, and then you going rehab at the end of the season.
Yeah.
Well, they crucified Cam Newton for the same thing, though.
Yes, they did. They sure
did.
They did.
Yes. Yes.
So, quick question: Does this loss tarnish Aaron Rodgers' legacy at all?
Absolutely.
Does he?
I don't think it does.
Absolutely.
So.
Absolutely. He's only been to one Super Bowl. I mean, he needs another Super Bowl. He definitely needs another Super Bowl.
I don't think it tarnishes.
He's a first round He's a first ballot Hall of Famer already.
I mean, yeah, of course that, but
so he doesn't necessarily need another Super Bowl.
I think he needs another Super Bowl.
I kind of feel like it does tarnish his reputation. I mean, he'll like say he's a first round Hall of Famer.
Talent and only have one Super Bowl to show for it.
Yeah, and he doesn't have that much time left. This year was probably his best year, maybe to win it. I mean, 13-3. You had the. I mean, it's just.
Was they 13-3 or 14-3?
They were 13-3.
They were 13-3.
I mean, you say it tarnishes his how? I mean, he's going to be a Hall of Famer.
I can't read that. You know it's all black.
Like, you know what I mean? How does it tarnish his? How does it tarnish?
I mean, again,
He's gonna be a first-
all that talent, all that praise, and I mean, when a big game, he hasn't come through. I mean, just like Peyton used to get that, you know, all that till he finally won a championship and won a multiple championships.
He won 2, but I mean, still, if he hadn't, he was still going to be a first round.
And this is
first ballot Hall of Fame.
And this is his first year with the new coordinator, new coach,
And they went to the
and they
championship.
went all the way to championship.
I mean, plus Peyton at least with the 4 Super Bowls. Peyton at least with the 4. He's only been to 1.
Yeah, he's only been to 1. And I think, and then this is like his third
15th.
or fourth, championship game.
So
He has a poor record in the championship game too.
yeah, he's like 1-3, 1
Yeah.
and 2 or something like that. 1-2 and 1-3.
I mean,
He lost to Seattle. He lost to San Francisco before, I believe.
he'll be in the Hall of Fame, first ballot. No, nobody's going to say, but you only won 1. Like, once you're in the Hall of Fame, once you're considered Hall of Fame level.
I don't know. I don't know if he's much better than Eli.
What? No, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that.
Oh,
I don't agree with that at all.
no.
I know,
agree
you're
with
right.
that.
You're right. Eli has 2 championships.
I think doesn't he have the current high streak as far as the comebacks right now in the league, as far as starting quarterback playing right now? I believe he does.
Well, is that a good thing? Why you always got to come back? Should you just be if you got great?
Well, he's never had a great defense. He's never had great defense.
That's why it's hard to say if this tarnishes him because a lot of these losses haven't been that what he didn't perform. I mean, he threw two picks, but he had 326 yards.
I mean, you have Bosa.
But how many yards did he have in the first half?
You have Bosa, and you have the defensive line bring down. You ain't getting time.
And
You're not going to do it.
all he has is Jamal Adams to throw the ball to.
He's a little Spanish
Dante.
guy. The 3
Dante,
games.
whatever his name is.
He was the double day,
Dante
just 2 guys.
Devontae Adams.
And he had what's their tight in his
Graham.
Yeah, he has never been
he's-
since he left
Yeah.
the Saints. That is
He
true.
is not the same dude. But I don't know.
He still get my vote.
Yeah.
I mean, he's definitely a first ballot Hall of Famer. But
Good.
Oh my God!
Cowboys, we have a special hate for Aaron
This is
Rodgers.
true. This is very
This
true.
is what it is.
And God, I'm just glad Mike McCarthy had a little smile when he see Aaron get that ass whooped.
how you know he had a smile?
I know he did.
Oh.
Insider. So that was any special things y'all saw about this particular game or not?
Just besides the fact that the 49ers, man, I don't know how you beat that team. They have a run game. I mean, they showed you we don't even have to pass the ball.
Well, Tennessee was doing the same thing, and they got beat by the Chiefs.
But Tennessee was throwing a little more than that.
Yeah, they were throwing a little bit
Nah,
more.
in that game they won against
You're right. I think he only had like 88 yards. You're
Tennessee
right.
don't
You're
have
right.
nowhere near the defense that the 49ers have. So we can get that established right now.
Hey, did you guys hear Revis and
Oh yeah, and Sherman
Sherman
going back and forth on Twitter.
On Twitter.
Because
the jealousy and
Revis-
pettiness is just.
Well, Sherman talking a lot of stuff, and Revis is like, if you that bad, go out there 1-on-1.
But he don't.
Man
Well,
up.
everybody's defense can't do that.
That's true.
Like it's not designed.
That defense is not designed for
But
that.
but Sherman's out there talking stuff. He's the best and all this stuff. You the best.
When he said that,
After that, after he beat the was it Minnesota when he got the pick?
Yes, the
I
Minnesota
think it was after
game
the
was
Minnesota
How
game,
many rings
and then
did
after this
Sherman
game too. I think he got a pick in this game
How many
too.
rings does Sherman have?
One.
How many does Revis have?
No.
none.
That doesn't make him not the best.
That's
Revis
right.
is
He
still a
lost
way
when he
better
was with,
corner than
He
Sherman.
lost when he was in New England.
Zero.
That's
Oh,
right.
okay, don't
Oh,
make
well, then, if that's the
Zero.
case, then Aaron
That's
Rodgers
right.
isn't that good because he only got one. Well, he's a first ballot Hall of
compared
Famer.
Who forgot about that?
Revis is going in the Hall. Well, actually, I take that.
You think so?
He was injured a lot, so. But Revis was the number one corner for a while.
for a quarter.
Man, here you go.
But
He
Revis
was-
has no
Seasons,
championship.
Revis went and he took the best man and he shut the best man down. You can't take nothing back.
But they played two different styles defense, so I don't.
But you know what's funny to me? I think when a corner shuts down a whole side of the field, it's a little bit harder to operate than it is when you got a guy who just travels with your best guy. You just kind of avoid your best guy.
I don't know about me.
You know what I
Revis
mean?
was that type of.
Like
Revis was
Dion.
that type of
Remember how
corner.
Dion shut
yeah.
down one side of the field?
Yeah.
So you had one side of the field to throw to. that makes things a little bit harder.
I mean, it's just as hard as if your number one receiver is not available for the game.
Like you just take that side of the field, you put one receiver over there, put them on isolation, and then you do like a bunch formation on the other side.
The difference is they take their best receiver and they move them to the other side.
Yeah. But you got two safeties over there, and you got other corners over there. When you only got to cover one side of the field, I don't know.
It makes it easier to defend it. That's for sure.
Right, exactly.
A couple of things we talked about. A couple of hot topics.
So how do we all do this before we get further? How do we all do in the championship? I was 2-0.
I was 2-0.
I was 1-1. Technically, I was 2-0. Technically, I was 2-0.
Oh, and just for the record, since Marcus has these technicalities and this nostalgia, I'm never wearing that hat ever again because I'm nostalgic too.
I wore it, so you still got.
Technically, I shouldn't wear it.
How did you technically?
Don't?
How does that even work?
You picked the Packers. So what are you talking about?
Because I'm the producer, and I can do that. Okay, technically.
Oh Lord.
Where's Darian? Darian, are you watching? Buddy, we missed you.
We get a couple of hot topics of the week. One of them just announced today. Eli Manning is going to announce his retirement from the NFL this Friday. Couple of things to talk about Eli. He was drafted first overall in 2004 by the Chargers, but he was immediately traded to the Giants for who else? Phillip Rivers. Eli, I mean, he's got some pretty decent stats. He's got 2 Super Bowl championships. He got 2 MVP championships Super Bowl. He's 2016 Walter Payton Man of the Year, Brett Favre Award winner in 2020, Maxwell Award winner in 2003. Second
2020.
2020, yeah.
What the hell is the Brett Favre Award? He didn't even.
Oh. You gotta look up the Brett Favre Award.
Wait,
see what
2000
it is.
what?
2020.
2012 or
That's,
2020?
are you sure that ain't Bart Starr? That says Bart Starr. Not Brett Favre. Bart Starr.
Bart Starr, I'm sorry. Bart Starr.
How could he win an award this year?
Look it up and see what it is.
That must not be for football.
Second,
Bart Starr was
second team All-American. All-American in 2003. Holds the Giants passing yards and touchdown, completion passes in the career. Started 210 straight games from 2014 to 2017.
To that dumb coach bench.
Third longest starting streak. 7 all-time in passing, 8 in touchdown. Is he Hall of Fame or not?
Hold on, before
Award is for exemplified outstanding character and leadership on the field and in the home.
Yeah, I knew it had nothing to do with actual football.
Shut up. It's for football players, you weirdo.
But it wasn't because of anything you did on the field.
It's a Woody one, okay?
It's a participation trophy. Is what it is.
He's a football player in the NFL. He won the award.
It's a participation trophy. Is what it is.
Hey, is he Hall of Fame, y'all?
I say yes, unequivocally yes.
Yeah, he is. The question is he a first ballot Hall of Fame? And
Depending on who he's going in with that
no,
year.
it doesn't.
You think he is?
He's a 2-time Super Bowl champion, Super Bowl MVP winner. That cements you as a first ballot Hall of Fame.
And he beat the greatest franchise, the greatest dynasty in football ever.
Yeah,
Twice.
Twice.
I mean, it's an automatic. It's an automatic first ballot, I think.
Plus his last name is Manning.
I mean, he ended up with a 500 record as a starting quarterback.
Yeah.
But those 2 Super Bowls and those MVPs in the Super Bowl, that changes.
Yeah,
No, I think it's less than 500 because it was 500 when he got benched, and he lost when they put him back in. He lost some more, so it might be less.
Won. No, it's 500. It was 500.
It's 500. Okay,
It was 500. Yeah, because he won.
He had won like that one game he came back, and then he lost the last one.
Mm-hmm. So yeah,
And in the final game, he didn't play.
Right. What's his name was back?
Yeah.
David Jones. But yeah, I mean, it's just the pedigree it comes from. I mean, the name is going to help, of course. And when you're favored in the media, that helps too. So.
And I mean, you can't really say anything bad. I mean, the only thing bad you can say about Eli is his face, the facial expressions he used to make and stuff, which is one part I am going to miss because it was hilarious as a Cowboys fan. But I mean, he never got in any trouble. I mean, he actually had a little sense of humor like his brother. I don't know if you guys remember, he was on Saturday Night Live, and he was actually Eli was kind of funny.
Yeah.
Him and his brother used to do those commercials. They used to be kind of hilarious. So, I mean, he was a good overall guy. I mean, was he ever the best quarterback in the league? No, but he was solid, and his playoff performance is really what is outstanding. I mean, if you look at his regular season, you're gonna be like, but if you look at his playoff record and you look at how he played in the playoffs when it mattered, when the Giants were a 6 seed and went to Green Bay and won, and I mean in the freezing cold where Coughlin's face looked like it was about to fall off. I mean, you got to give him his due, and it really hurts to give Eli Manning his due.
It hurts you.
Yeah, I think he deserves it. I believe in Eli, and I believe he'll get.
Yeah, y'all remember when there was a debate? They were like, "You can't spell elite without Eli."
Yeah. And I think for him to do it in the New York market is real big too. I didn't think he was going to last this long, to be honest with you, when he was drafted.
Yeah, it's
But,
not an easy place to.
But New York was definitely a tough market to do this in.
Him and Coughlin.
And he succeeded in it. So
It seemed like every other year when they were doing terrible, they wanted to get rid of Eli and fire the coach.
And when they
And
do,
they
he
were
come
like
right
fire.
back and be fine. Yeah. Some people had talked about him basically moving on to another team and possibly being like a backup. But I think Eli didn't want to have anything to do with
Yeah,
that.
if he was coming back, he wanted to be able to play and be a starter. So I think this is why he made this decision, and it's a good decision. I mean, he had a stellar record. I mean, he stole money from the Giants. I mean, he had a bunch of. At one point in time, he was like the highest paid quarterback like ever.
Who? Eli?
Eli, yes.
It wasn't for
He
long.
had Patrick's brother and all them, but I don't know if it's still that case. But he had been stealing money for a long time.
And if you think about it, the only two quarterbacks to win 2 Super Bowls in the last, I want to say at least 15. Since he's been in the league, has been Roethlisberger, Brady, and well, no, that's not true. His brother did win too.
Brother did too.
Yeah, his brother won too.
Well, so that's 4.
So out of that class between Manning and Rivers and Roethlisberger, what do you guys think who had the better career?
Roethlisberger.
Do you?
He's the better quarterback. He's always been the better quarterback.
He didn't win an MVP. He
know
never
what?
won MVP
You know
in
what?
his championship.
You know what, Marcus? I'm gonna probably say Eli has a slight edge over Roethlisberger on this.
Because if you think about it, that he didn't win one in that first Super Bowl, he was more of a liability than but he was his rookie. He was his second year. It was second year, so he was young, but he was more of a liability.
They didn't have to rely on him.
Right. They relied on
Eli
had to make some big plays.
New England in both of those games.
Right.
He beat them. So
because what was it with the Seahawks? He beat the Seahawks and he beat the Cardinals.
And Eli was durable too.
Yeah.
Did he miss a game?
No, remember he got benched by McAdoo. McAdoo benched him.
From 2004 all the way to 2017, 210 straight starts.
Yeah, so,
and he would have had more, but McAdoo benched him.
Yeah. It's close. I would say it's a very close between the two. And Ben still has a couple years to play, I guess. So he
depending on how he comes back from his injury,
possibly. But yeah, it's really close. But I probably would have to give the nod to Eli.
So you saying you rather have Eli as your quarterback than Roethlisberger?
No. We're just saying overall careers as of right now.
Right.
Are you asking like if we start a franchise right now and they're in their prime?
Yeah, they were in their prime.
Oh no, I'm taking Ben.
Are you?
Mm-hmm.
I am. In his prime?
His prime?
Ben was
always getting hurt.
He was getting hurt because he was extending plays.
Yeah.
He was extending plays.
Eli knew how to stay healthy and still win.
Yeah, but Ben was putting up double-digit wins in the regular season.
Yeah, but he
was in a tougher. The AFC North. Well,
and don't forget he went 15-1 his rookie year. I mean, come on.
That wasn't because of him.
Yeah, that was the running game. And what was that guy's name?
Jerome Bettis.
No, the other one.
How's that noise?
The rookie quarterback, the running back. He had a.
From Pittsburgh?
Yes. Willie Parker. That's it. Willie Parker.
Oh yeah.
So Phillip Rivers, no.
I'm not. I mean, people talk about him as a Hall of Famer, and I guess he put up stats, but Phillip never got to the big game, and he just I mean, there was the one season when he played. He came back after a knee injury or something. That was a year with Ladanian,
Did he have
and
an ACL?
ACL or something, and then Ladanian had something wrong with him too. But people criticized Ladanian
Not
because he didn't play,
Yeah.
and Rivers did play, but I don't know. I mean, I like Rivers. Rivers was always a good quarterback, but his awkward throwing pattern and just no success in the playoffs. He was the worst of the three.
I'll put him third. Yeah.
Yeah.
But and it's not all because of him though. He wasn't surrounded by talent his whole career in San Diego, and that's part of the reason why Eli didn't want to go to San Diego, because San Diego's known for being not having.
Well, and another thing, the Manning family wasn't too happy with the ownership of San Diego too. That played a part in it.
Yeah.
And Rivers, if you put Rivers in Roethlisberger's place,
Yeah.
might have more Super Bowls.
Yeah.
Do you guys know this? Know this. When Cowher was there, Cowher had spent plenty of time down in NC State, where Rivers came from. If Rivers was available and if he'd have slept down in Pittsburgh, I think he would have took Rivers. I honestly do. I think Rivers would have been a Steeler instead of Roethlisberger. Roethlisberger's kind of fell in our lap.
Yeah.
He really did.
Yeah, but I think that, like I said, slight edge to Eli, Roethlisberger, and then Phillip Rivers. In my opinion. What's crazy is, can you name another quarterback that came out of that draft class?
J.P. Lawson. I don't think
Who else came out of that class?
That was a long time ago. I can't remember.
whoever they are, they didn't make it in the
When
league.
Rivers went there, was Breeze still there?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, because
Yes.
Breeze was
Yes.
when
Yes, Breeze was still there. Yeah.
Breeze got hurt.
Because Breeze went to New Orleans in 2007, right?
Yes.
Yeah, because he got hurt at the end of that season,
Yes.
I think, when Phillip Rivers was there, right? Isn't that why they let
Because
him
if we
go?
did the 2004 draft, that would have been the 2005 season. Because the draft is in April.
No, it would have been
so-
2004.
2005. Right?
See,
Yeah, 5.
It was
no.
the 2004 draft.
No.
No.
Season start, so it would have been the
2005.
Okay.
Huh?
Like this year's draft is 2020. It's the 2020-2021 season.
Okay, so it would have been 2000. Okay, so 2004, 2005 season.
No.
Yes. Because he got drafted in 2004.
Okay.
Ben,
yeah, gotcha.
now Ben was the only one to
Oh,
start.
you know it was 2004.
Right,
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was yes. So Ben started, right? Did Ben start right away?
Yes.
Yeah.
No. Remember the quarterback got hurt. Then Ben had
But that was like the first game.
Guess who game he got hurt on and he had to come in and
The
play?
Dallas game?
Yes, sir.
That's a game we lost.
That was the first game of the season, though, right?
No,
No.
it wasn't. It was like the third game of the season.
So all three had it because Eli came in with Kurt Warner was running was their head.
Yeah.
True. Yeah.
Too, when you start Googling the 2004 QB class, bro, all they're talking about is these three.
Yeah.
Like it's like almost like
There's nobody else.
I mean,
Yeah,
just like if you do the draft with Elway and Marino and stuff, that's the only ones they talk about.
That's true, because that's so funny when I pulled it up. That's what they're comparing it to.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a monumental draft for those top quarterbacks.
It was.
Matt Schaub was in that draft class.
But he
Was
wasn't.
he?
He wasn't a high pick. Shot was low.
No, he was picked 90th.
Yes, he was low.
And actually, it was the only quarterbacks picked were Manning, Rivers, Roethlisberger, J.P. Losman, and Matt Schaub.
Okay.
Okay.
No wonder it was only 5. Wow, only 5 quarterbacks. Okay.
But those four was the number one because Rossman was the number one too.
Yeah, Matt Schaub, he was the lowest one because Eli Manning was 1, Rivers was 4, and Roethlisberger was 11.
You said what? Rivers was 4?
Yep, he was picked 4.
Yeah.
Because they knew in the time they were gonna switch, but Giants wanted to make sure that they got Eli, so that's why they had San Diego get it for him. So they pretty much had that wrapped up in the bag. Yeah.
J.P. Losman, he ended his career in 2011.
He was
Instead of the trade, I wonder why they didn't just switch. I guess they would have wanted more. You would never get that in this NFL nowadays.
no.
That draft, yeah.
You would never get them the two teams to agree to that.
But remember, they agreed upon it way before the draft because they had talked about it. So this is already within the making. Who knows? It could have been some money slated down under the table.
Yeah, because normally you would have thought
Yeah.
that
Well, yeah.
the Chargers would have wanted more than just they would have got
But you know why you do it as the Chargers? because back then, remember, we went on a rookie pay scale, right?
True.
So the Chargers get Phillip Rivers and
At
get
a
to
cheaper,
negotiate
yeah.
a fourth pick.
Got you.
And
Yeah.
the Giants have to deal with the first round,
Number one.
first
That's
number one
true.
pick.
That's
So,
true.
I don't know. Today, I mean, if I'm Joe Burrow, I'll do everything I can not to get drafted by Cincinnati.
He's from there. They said he wants.
He wants to play there. Yeah, he wants
Really?
to.
He just
Yeah.
saying that. He just saying that because he know he getting
Well,
drafted.
they, you know, the big talk is them tries the Panthers trying to move up to get him.
Yeah.
Hey, Marcus, another tidbit. Did you know who beat him out in college one year?
Who? Joe Burrow?
Yep.
He was with Ohio State.
Haskins beat him out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why he went to.
That's why he transferred.
That's why he transferred.
Hey, this weekend is going to be the Pro Bowl in Miami.
Are we really talking about that?
Well, my whole deal is this. I hate the fact that they don't do it in Hawaii no more.
It does. It sucks that they don't do it.
Did you ever watch it when it was in Hawaii?
Yes, I
Yes,
did.
I
Yes.
did.
And you know what else? What sucks to me was still, and they still do it now, is that they don't do it till after the Super Bowl.
True. That's another issue.
I miss not having the Super Bowl winning quarterback
Yeah.
or players coming in and the other
Yes.
team, the other Pro Bowlers,
Yes,
you know,
that's
applauding
another
and cheering them for winning the Super Bowl, and then having the Pro Bowl after that. You know,
sucks to well, not sucks to go to Super Bowl, but like you go to Super Bowl and you don't even get to like you said, you don't even get to participate in the Pro Bowl. Most Super Bowl winning quarterbacks most Super Bowl quarterbacks are in the Pro Bowl most of the time.
Yep.
And like you don't even get to go to the Pro Bowl, something that you want to make and do. So.
And plus, it was the final. You got the period. You got the exclamation point on the game. You knew that was the end of it. And nowadays, I can't tell you who's a Pro Bowler, who's not a Pro Bowl now.
Yeah, because they change it up so much.
Because you have so many alternates in it.
Yep.
So it's almost like you look at the Pro Bowl roster. There's asterisk right beside the name because they were first chosen. Oh no, he's an alternate. He's a second chosen or third chosen. It's like it's hard to keep track of it. So
You know how I know when a guy's a Pro Bowler? When I'm watching the real games and the announcer says it. That's how I know.
Yeah, but they'll still say it. I mean, you're still a whatever time Pro Bowler, whether you're an alternate or not.
Yeah.
So another thing we got to touch on. I know we talked about this dude enough, but
Oh no!
AB
Oh no!
done did it again.
assault
Cost me a
charges.
bottle of liquor.
Thanks, AB. Assault charges possibly
Wait a minute, what's the bet? How do you cost you a bottle of liquor?
because now Brian knows that
We
he's not
we
getting
were having a
signed.
general conversation about AB's career and if it's over or would he have a chance. And my debate is that any NFL player, no matter what you do, if you are talented, they will find a way to bring you back. So
Okay,
I
that
figured-
was last week, right? That was from last week.
Yeah,
Okay.
last week, yeah.
Yeah, so I figured what AB would do after his agent dropped him, he would go to some type of rehab for anger management or whatever. Spend like 30 days there, come out a brand new man, apologize for all he had did. He's a better changed dude, and he would have been on the NFL roster by the next season. But with this allegation, I think that is dead in the water. So I
Yeah,
think
he
Wow.
didn't really play this season. And I don't think he's going to play next season. So,
Yeah, his career, and then he is like, 33, 34.
Hey, he might be starting in the next longest yard. That's what he might be.
Maybe.
he might play in the XFL. That's what.
Yeah, if he sounds like XFL, do I win?
Hell no.
I said he'd be playing football, right? I didn't say NFL football.
No, you said NFL football.
All right, we've got some people on the chat line. We got Mike saying San Francisco. What? For the win in the Super Bowl.
Took me a minute.
Easy, Mike. We haven't gotten to that yet.
It's coming.
We're
Let's
coming.
get into it.
Yeah, he's 31. So if he missed 2 years, he'll be 33 by the time he could come back.
And the clock is
Not to
ticking.
mention
Anybody
this
miss
possible suspension.
I just wish somebody. I wish a barber could just cut all that mess.
Anybody mess with him. All right, let's get to the Super Bowl, y'all.
Boom.
Kansas City Chiefs versus the San Francisco 49ers. Who want to go first? Marcus, who you got in this game?
I mean, you already know. I'm going Mahomes and Kansas City Chiefs all the way, son. I don't care what the 49ers defense do. They ain't got nothing for the greatest quarterback of this generation. Okay? Nothing. You saw what he did to the Titans. You saw what he did to what?
Nothing.
I could admire the quarterback. I'm not a Chiefs fan. I'm a Mahomes fan, okay? Shut up. Just like I was a Brady fan.
A little bit more than admiring. But
Whatever.
anyway, go ahead.
I'm saying I like Mahomes. I watched almost every game he had in college football. Okay, when he was at Texas Tech. So it's good to see somebody you watch that much come in here and have so much success in the NFL. So like I was saying, 49ers defense is not going to be able to stop all those weapons that he has. Kelsey, what's the wide receiver's name? I forget.
Which one?
Tariq Henry.
That one. Sammy Watkins. And then you're not going.
All of them.
Yeah, I mean, they're not going to be able to do it. It's not going to happen. Just like Kansas City shut down Derrick Henry, they're going to shut down San Francisco's run. Whatever. And the Chiefs will finally get a Super Bowl again after 50-some years. And Mahomes will be the MVP of the Super Bowl. And he's going to Disney World when the game is over. I'm picking the Chiefs.
This one, I mean, both teams are deserving to be there. This is like a prize heavyweight fight here. You got one dominating defense against an explosive offense. They say defense wins championships. I think I'm going with the Kansas City Chiefs on this one, y'all. I think I'm taking the Chiefs. Brian, who you got?
What?
Read the chat.
Oh, this one is tough. This is real tough because Marcus brought up and you guys brought up some good points, but I looked at how well they manhandled this so-called best quarterback of our generation, not Mahomes, but Aaron Rodgers last week. I mean, Aaron was Mahomes before Mahomes, so
Aaron Rodgers is never good as Mahomes.
Yeah, he is.
What?
Really, Aaron Rodgers was never as good as Mahomes.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, absolutely. And then some.
No.
But that's the whole. We'll have that
You
conversation.
got
In
his
a minute.
red cup over there drinking.
But that 49ers front defense is what you're talking. And you going on and we were talking about Eli and the Giants. What did the Giants do to that number one New England offense when they went there? They sent them front four. They had that NASCAR package and they shut that down. This Niners team is for real. Okay, y'all can say what you want, and I like Mahomes and I like that offense, but you saying that they're going to shut this running game down, and I just don't see it. I think that the Niners will slow this game down. I think they're going to run the ball down their throat. I think they're going to play good defense, and I think the Niners are going to get this victory. But my heart is with Kansas City.
What the hell are you picking?
I'm picking the Niners.
The body here with me and your mind on the other side of town. Herbert, what you got?
So I told y'all that 49ers defense, I don't know how you beat it. And I get that Kansas City has this great potent offense, but not only do the 49ers have that great defense, they have that great running game. And their running game is a little different than the Titans. And Kansas City did shut down the Titans' run game. I don't see it happening for this Super Bowl. Marcus, put it on, buddy.
What? Mark?
No, Mark picked the Chiefs too.
I took the
You did the
Chiefs.
Yeah, he
Chiefs?
took
I
the
took the
Chiefs.
Chiefs.
Oh, I thought you took the 49ers.
No, I took the Chiefs.
Well, I'm rolling with the 49ers. And then another thing, too, since Marcus picked the Chiefs, we know how he does when it comes to Super Bowls because he can't win in fantasy.
Whatever.
We know he's not going to pick the right one. So,
Whatever.
I'm going with the 49ers, baby. Defense wins championships.
So we got a split.
We got to split. We just hope, that Kyle Shanahan learned his lesson and continues to run the ball this time and just keep that Kansas City high potent offense off the field. That's your best bet. And with that defense, I mean, you're not going to just move up and down and feel like they were. Kansas City, they shut the Titans down because they just started outscoring. They made him obsolete. The 49ers, I don't think will let that happen.
They're not going to score like that on that 49ers team.
Yes, they will.
No. They're
So
not.
what kind of score are you predicting, Marcus?
I'm predicting 45-30.
Oh my God!
Crazy. They're not going to.
You saying they're gonna put 45 up
Marcus.
on that Niners defense?
Marcus, I'm hoping you did because after last year's Super Bowl, I mean, we need some more excitement. Last year's Super Bowl was just dead and dry. It was 3-0 halftime.
I think y'all are going to be so shocked to see this Kansas City Chiefs offense get shut down. They are going to get shut down.
Not going to happen.
What kind of score?
Not going to happen.
I'm seeing something like maybe like 27-21. I'm not seeing a high scoring game. It's going to be surprising how much Mahomes is going to struggle against that front four. Joey Bosa is probably going to have like three sacks. They're going to get after Mahomes. They are going to get after Mahomes. Marcus, you should know, man. Defense wins championships.
Yeah, they gonna win this one.
Defense wins championships.
Yeah, they gonna win this one.
Like Brian said, the Giants. Just like what the Giants did to the Patriots. That's what we're probably gonna be looking at again.
This offense is better than that Patriots offense.
Okay. The Patriots have one of the greatest quarterbacks ever.
Yeah, but
The one caveat I will give Kansas City is that Mahomes is more
He can move
elusive. He can move around
That
more
plays-
than
I think that
you
plays
knew.
into
You knew
San
where.
Francisco. That almost plays into San
I know, but it's like you
Francisco.
kind of knew where Brady was going to be.
That's true. But the way that oof, man.
Yeah,
And then we said Michael C. He's got San Francisco also.
and a chicken sandwich on the line.
Yeah.
so if the 49ers win, would this be the first ever father-son to head coaches to ever win the Super Bowl?
Yes,
I would
most
say
likely.
yes.
Yeah, most likely. So we're looking forward to it. I think it's gonna be a good game.
I think it's going to be a very good game. I think it's going to definitely be entertaining.
I hate the fact that we got to wait a whole week between now and here.
Well, we got the lovely Pro Bowl.
Man, that Pro Bowl can kick rocks. I'm gonna care
Man, the
about no
funny
damn
thing
Pro
is,
Bowl.
when you look at them stats, San Francisco's offense is fourth.
Yeah, I didn't know that. They're actually higher than the Chiefs.
They're higher than the Chiefs.
Yeah, but in the Chiefs' defense, Mahomes missed a few games.
Still. They didn't do that bad during those games he missed.
I
But
just want to see a good game.
Sure you
I
wanna
think we're
change
definitely
your
going to see a
mind,
good game.
Nope.
change your mind. It's not gonna be too late. You might
Nope.
be putting a curse on the Chiefs.
Nope.
I don't know what I think. I think Andy
Marcus
Reid,
Curry.
y'all better put him on suicide watch if he loses the Super Bowl.
Shout out to my cousin who's a Chiefs fan. Man, they been crying. They be crying about everything. I be on his page. Y'all cry about everything. They cry because Joe Buck and Troy Aikman doing the announcing. I'm like, have y'all ever watched the Super Bowl before? the host broadcast team, the number one team, always does the Super Bowl.
Yeah, who's complaining about that? Why would
The
you?
damn Chiefs fans.
What's wrong with Joe Buck and Troy Aikman?
I don't know.
They
Some
hate
people
him.
don't like it. There are a lot of people, but there are a lot of people that don't like Al Michaels and Well, they like Al Michaels. They don't like Chris Collinsworth.
Really?
There are a lot of people that hate Chris Collinsworth,
I think he's great.
and then Herman hates Booger.
Who does that? He better not have a job on Monday night.
No, you know who they're talking about giving a job to,
Romo.
because
But
Romo's contract is up.
But is Booger still gonna be there? They gonna put him back on the crane?
No.
They
I
gonna-
think I saw Herman's name on the first page of balance to fire Booker. So I don't think Booker's coming back. I really don't.
But CBS has the first right to match anything, so
Well, they talk about making him the highest paid announcer ever.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
it's not likely that ABC's going to steal him away. I don't think.
You know
Hey,
what
real quick before we go, we won't be here next week, and also we can give an early shout out to Mr. Herman here. This is gonna be his birthday next Wednesday.
70 years old.
57. He
So give him a round of applause.
March.
His birthday next week, so he won't be here. So you can.
You know, I don't know who celebrates the birthday in the middle of the week. I don't know why he just wait till the weekend. But
You like, I'm going to dinner, okay?
I mean, it's like you're real pressed for that birthday. I don't
Tell
know.
Marcus you go to 4 o'clock dinner and be
So what you saying, Marcus? You can only celebrate your birthday on weekends? Is what you trying to say?
No, I mean,
Not on Wednesday. Who said not on Wednesday?
So if your birthday falls on Wednesday, you just don't do anything. You don't.
I wait till Friday or Saturday.
Cake on Friday, Saturday. Most time, maybe like a little cake of ice cream.
Yeah, a little cake of ice cream.
Hey, look, y'all, we're getting up to that age where you better go ahead and just celebrate your birthday.
That is true. That is true. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, how about just celebrate it all week long?
Yeah, you know.
Oh yeah, I gotta. All these people on Facebook, they be celebrating for the whole month. That's my
Right.
month.
Yes.
What you mean your month? You were born one day. You
Right.
get a whole month.
So my birthday month is here. Whoa. Okay.
So Michael C said, "Where we gonna watch Super Bowl at?"
That is a great
That's
question.
good.
That is a
Yeah,
very
that's a
good
good
question.
question.
I haven't determined that yet. We need to
Y'all
work on
wanna
that and
get
figure
together,
that
let me know
out.
so I can take a
We'll
look
post it on
Sunday.
Twitter.
Have a game of the delayed game Super Bowl party.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. That's a good idea. Thank you, Mike.
Yeah, we should. Yeah, and well, I don't know if we could broadcast. I guess we could broadcast us. We couldn't broadcast
I
the
mean,
game.
all you're gonna broadcast me is putting pizza and beer in my throat. I don't know if
He gonna
that's-
broadcast us eating and
and,
drinking.
and you might get a few curse words.
Hey, but you know what? You fronting on YouTube on the conference championships. there were people doing that. They just broadcasted their reaction
Yeah.
to the game. Like I don't know how many
It's
views they
not
got.
like the whole game, right?
Yes.
No, the whole game. The whole game.
Yes.
You just had a camera set off and you're filming.
No, you
everybody
can't.
goes
But you
about
couldn't
their-
film like the game, right?
No,
have
they film themselves.
Yeah,
But you okay? Yeah, okay. 'Cause
It's
I
just
said,
their reaction.
That's like some copyright infringement stuff, and you know how YouTube get on us. So
right.
Plus, you know, the NFL, they don't play with the Super Bowl. They
yeah,
don't play at all with the Super Bowl.
And just in case fans, if you didn't know, we are going to the NFL draft in Las Vegas, where the new Los Angeles Raiders would be. But that whole
that's
strip,
the thing we didn't discuss.
That's
They
the
just
whole
changed
strip.
their name today. They're
Why you think
sorry. What were you saying, Mark? I didn't know.
that whole strip is going to be taken care of by the NFL? All the festivities going to be there.
Not the whole strip, a part of it.
Well, part of the strip, okay. The Raiders just announced today, Brian, that they changed their name to officially be the Los Angeles Raiders.
Vegas,
So-
Vegas.
What I say, Los Angeles Raiders?
Yeah.
I sure did. Los
Loud and raw,
Las
Mark.
Vegas.
Loud and raw.
Las Vegas Raiders.
It's my fault. I stole his thunder. It's my fault. I apologize.
Have you guys seen the picture of the stadium?
Yeah, the stadium was gorgeous.
It's gonna be
It looks kind of small though. It looks very small.
Oh, you know, speaking of stadiums, you hear about the Redskins?
Yes, Snyder met with the Maryland legislature this week because wherever, he's in talks with trying to get a stadium with Maryland, Virginia, or D.C., but he wanted to talk to Maryland because he was talking about actually legalizing, Maryland's talking about legalizing gambling, and he was talking about actually having gambling in the stadium if they build one in Maryland.
But they thought about building it right where FedEx is.
Really?
The same area.
It's a possibility.
For-
They
for-
talk tearing down FedEx.
First of all, as a lifelong Redskin fan, no new stadium until you start winning. Okay, no new stadium until you start winning.
Y'all need
That's-
It's not just see that the Raiders just got a new stadium.
That's the way it should. Well, they changed cities. Okay,
Okay.
I want y'all to get a stadium because new stadiums bring Super Bowls. And if they bring a Super Bowl here, this might be,
We can go.
good
we're
chance
gonna-
that we can go
Yeah.
to a Super Bowl.
you don't want that smoke. You don't want that smoke. You don't want no Super Bowl here.
Yeah, we want
Yes, we do.
I think the perfect place is back down at RFK. You can tear RFK down and put it right back
that's
there.
not enough.
That's too cramped. You can't get a big, good stadium like you need nowadays.
You got the
And
roadway.
DC was like real tight with the, they trying to nickel and dime. They really ain't trying to help Snyder do that. So
He's gonna want to back. He's gonna want to stay in Maryland most likely.
yeah, I think either Maryland or Virginia. If
But the
Virginia's gonna be
gambling
weird.
makes a big difference on it too.
Gambling definitely.
Well, gambling is legal. Well, sports gambling is legalized everywhere now, right?
Not
Oh,
everywhere.
not
Oh,
everywhere.
it's just in Maryland, there, right? So you got to stay.
Yeah,
They're looking to make it legal.
yeah. I don't think it's
DC,
legal
I
now.
think it's legal. DC just made it legal, if I'm not mistaken.
'Cause I
there
thought
was
like
some
the closest
controversy
one. I
about-
thought it was Jersey, but
No, I think DC. I think,
So you
Okay.
can't do sports gambling already at the MGM casino?
I don't believe so.
no, I think you can there because I think isn't it a little different like the way that they do it? Don't they run the bets from something?
I don't know. I thought
But
you
I
had
think
to
you're
because
right.
like
there is no sports gambling.
yeah, I thought it was
Yeah.
just in New Jersey, the closest to us.
Right. But hey, make sure y'all tune in and watch the draft. We will be bringing that to you live.
And we will be back.
Vegas.
We will be doing a show after the Super Bowl
But yeah.
to give our perspective
Talk
and
more about that.
final comments on the season and how everything turned out.
Marcus, and the show. Why don't you take us out of here?
All right, before we leave, I want to encourage everyone to like, share, and subscribe. Like the channel, like the video, subscribe to the channel, share the video. Help us get those likes and looks up. And Holly,
And again, feel free to join us on Delay a Game, live tweet the show. Any comments or questions you can actually post to the Delay a Game on our Twitter account. We'd be more than happy to get you guys involved in this conversation.
so we see y'all guys in 2 weeks after the Chiefs
Enjoy the
have
Super Bowl.
won the Super Bowl.
This guy.
Peace. We out.
Peace.
Peace. Happy birthday, Mark.